Good stretch. Got my cup of Joe. It's the 27th, episode 77. And I don't know what to do for the poll today. I don't know. Start a poll. Let's see. I'm just making something up, as I always do. If I could spell correctly. There we go. Well, we got something on there. I'm a few minutes earlier than usual. But that's okay. I'm working alone today. If I can get situated here. Log in with my other phone. Had a cool story that I wanted to talk to you guys about, but I had, let's see here. Oh, somebody's here. Wow, Johnny, you're Johnny on the spot there, aren't you? You got on quick. Well, thanks for joining me this morning, sir. Having my cup of coffee and casual conversation here. I'm glad you joined me. I know that you're new to the channel, but that's okay. Our conversation started on at one point and end up down the street eventually before 30 to 45 minutes is up. What are you gonna do? Mars, what's going on, Mars? Not much, man. It's Friday. For some people, that means it's a good day, and some people it's like, whatever, it's just another day. Those that have to work on the weekends, I'm fortunate enough where I don't have to. So, what are you going to do? But anyway, you know, you're your way up to that point. I was reading online. Well, I was talking to AI, like I do normally, because I ride alone home. I don't have anybody with me, so I talk to the computer, which makes total sense, right? Talking to AI instead of phoning somebody up. But there is an island in Japan, off the coast of Japan, called Cat Island. I learned about this yesterday. I thought it was kind of interesting. There are 6 people that live on the island now, and there's a couple hundred cats on this island. Domestic cats. And they were brought there back in the 40s because some rat problem when they did fishing and stuff. And the island's only like a half a mile long. It's like 1 kilometer. It's like a very small island. So the cat population is pretty huge considering the size of the island. And they're still there. And there's like 6 people left in these little shanty houses living there taking care of these cats. So I thought it was kind of wild that a cat island, there's other cat islands too. Some are called cat islands. They don't even have cats anymore if you Google it. But yeah, the one in Japan, they had this one guy did a video of it where he went and visited it. And you have to there's like 2 ferries. One goes at like 8 in the morning, one's like 2:30. And you have to bring all your food and everything you want to take with you because there's no restaurants there. There's nothing to shop or do anything like that. You just walk around on these trails, basically, and pet cats. So if you're a huge cat lover, you go to Japan, you can go to Cat Island, and to your heart's content, pet and feed hundreds of stray cats. They're not stray. I mean, they belong to the island, right? So they're not like feral running around fighting and stuff and freaking out. They're all pretty domesticated. But I think they said in the video as well that the population was kind of getting out of control. So they finally went around and neutered all the cats to stop the population growth. Yeah. You got a lot of strays where you are. You can't touch them. Well, Rachel does cat rescues. Basically, you set a trap. You catch the cat. You take it in, get all its shots, get it fixed, and they'll clip its ear to let people know that this cat's already been seen by a vet and has been fixed already. And then, yeah, that's how you take care of stray cats. to keep them from overpopulating the area. And they'll like eat all the birds and lizards and mice and everything. They'll decimate populations of wildlife in a certain area if they don't have food, or they get overpopulated. They're fighting for food. So it's one thing. That's one of the reasons why you got to get them fixed. Because if they'll eat all the birds and the mice too. You're glad they're eating mice, but they'll eat lizards and frogs and anything else they can get a hold of just to eat because they're hungry, And they'll totally ruin an ecosystem if you let them get out of control. Hey, Nolan. I have to read on the second one. Doing pretty good. Yeah, Cat Island. I'm full of useless information that will neither help your IQ or your wallet. So you can hang on to this stream. You might learn absolutely nothing that'll help you in the future. Yeah, Cat Island. I failed to look up to see if there was a Dog Island. That could be. You guys can look that up on your own. See if there's a Dog Island versus the Cat Island. And a bunch of them were orange cats too, which is kind of odd. When I watched the video, a lot of them were orange and white. I guess it's orange cats seem to be kind of rare around here, but they're super popular in Japan. You're the useless information guy of your friend circle, yeah. I used to host trivia night years ago, and I would look up the most random, useless stuff to quiz people on trivia night, and that's before smartphones were super popular. So, had a lot of fun with it. But you can't even do trivia night now. Everybody's got a smartphone. They're all going to cheat. You got a table full of smartphones. Everybody's going to get the answer right every single time. Unless it's like guess a number between 1 and 100. A snake island? Oh, yeah. Have you done hand-to-hand combat training in the military? I did do hand-to-hand combat training in the military, Mars, and I was very unsuccessful in it. I just wasn't coordinated enough. Be able to punch, twist, and throw down and grapple and all this other stuff. Yeah, it's like they were throwing me around like a rag doll. It was quite embarrassing, actually. But they did teach us hand-to-hand combat before going overseas. But the instructors, I think, were enjoying the class too much, and they like to throw us down and embarrass us more than teach us. So we really didn't learn a whole lot. Yeah. In what year? 2004 was my first deployment, and then I went again in 2007. Yeah. So how long was basic training? During my time? Becky, when you were a kid, how long was basic training then? I did basic training in 94 at Fort Benning, and it was 8 weeks long. And then I came back and did my senior year of high school, and then had to go back another 8 weeks to do what's called AIT, Advanced Individual Training. And I was 11 Bravo at the time, so infantry AIT was only 8 weeks. Now, if you were going to be a medic or a mechanic or some other technician or whatever, your AIT could be months, if not a year long. But infantry is just like run that way, dig a hole, and shoot. So it was like very simple. 8 weeks, you're good. Kickboxing. Jeez, yeah. I guess ideally, if you were trying to learn hand-to-hand combat or something, you would have an instructor that would take the time to teach you, versus then like overpower you and embarrass you. I don't know. I mean, they have to show that they can do what they're teaching, right? But it's like we really didn't learn anything. It was very discouraging. There was a bunch of us there in these classes for hand-to-hand combat, and these were some of them were civilians, some were other military guys that knew how to do hand-to-hand combat very well. And but yeah, you go in there and they try to show you a couple things, and they're so impatient. They would just throw you to the ground or knock the wind out of you or something like that. And you're like, what the hell, man? I'm trying to learn this stuff. Yeah. So that being said, didn't really learn a lot for hand-to-hand combat. The only thing it encouraged was make sure you had your sidearm with you or your rifle with you at all times, so you wouldn't have to worry about hand-to-hand combat. I was in the army. No, no special forces for me. No, I was infantry for a few years, and then I switched over to communications. So yeah, I saw how good they had it going in and out of, just working on radios, electronics, and stuff. And I was always kind of nerd anyway, so I wanted to learn more about that, and that was what I transferred over to. But I did a couple other things. Did field artillery for a very short period of time. Got reclassified for my second deployment as an MP. Um, Came back as communications again. So I have a few MOSs under my belt, and but yeah, all that kind of good stuff. What was my ASVAB score? I don't know. I don't remember. It was decent. It was pretty good. It wasn't low. I mean, it wasn't the highest, but it was up there a little bit. And I remember the recruiter asking me why I wanted to do something like infantry. It's just I don't know. I didn't know any better. Because he was trying to push me into these other fields that required longer training and stuff and everything. And I was like, nah, I don't want to do all that. So I just did infantry. I don't remember my ASVAB score. I do not. I can look it up, but I just don't remember it. That was back in '94. That was 30 years ago. I don't remember that stuff, man. I can't even remember what we talked about last week. I have to look it up. I don't remember that kind of stuff. I just don't. You were in. Zara was in the military as well. And you were in Desert Storm, Bosnia. Yeah, I knew a few guys that did that kind of stuff. I never had to. I traveled all over the United States. I did a couple other little tours around the world, but my combat tours were in Iraq in '04 and '07. But other than that, I did a lot of stateside stuff and stuff like that. But anyway, like 10 years ago, better than I could from stuff last week. Yeah, I don't remember memory. I remember a lot of useless stuff that happened in the past. But yeah, how many times did I go and why did I go? Well, I went twice overseas, and it's because they told me to. You don't really have a choice if you're in the military. They're saying you're going there, and you're like, okay. Oh man. Yeah, you're in the military. You don't really get to choose. I know when you join, if you go, you get to choose. You get to have like a wish list of countries you want to be stationed in. But they could put it in like 3 different places. You can say that you would desire to be in with your field, but they could put you somewhere else completely, totally up to their choice. By no means do you get to choose where you get to go, really, especially when it comes to deployments and combat tours. They just need you for this role to do this and that, and you're going, and basically as they told you to. And when you sign up for that. There's a whole set of different rules for the military than there is for the civilian world, and it kind of irks me when I see new soldiers complaining on like not TikToks, I don't have it, but X and YouTube, and you see these videos, these people whining and complaining because they couldn't speak their mind or some other stuff like that. And I was like, you're not there to speak your mind. You're there to do a job. You signed up to defend your country and the Constitution, and that's it. You were told when you signed up, this is how it's going to be. So, yeah. Anyway, that's a whole nother subject. But anywho, what was my role overseas? You're there to do what you're told for your country. I am not Conor McGregor. There it is. It happens at least once. Yeah, there was one sergeant who was really old school. He was very firm, but he was fair. He knew what he was doing. He knew his stuff. But he had some different things he wanted us to do that day, and somebody said, well, maybe we should, let's vote or something like that for different jobs or whatever. And it totally pissed him off. He went livid right there on the spot. He's like, we're here to defend democracy, not practice it. Now get your ass to work. And he's like, got this person's face. That's one thing I miss about the military. You could really, you didn't have to wear kids' gloves. You could, if you had rank, you could just tell them what the hell you said, and go, and they did it. You didn't get in trouble for cussing somebody out. Yeah, I'm in the Army. I was never a Marine. I think my ASVAB score is too high to be a Marine. You got to follow the rules. That's right. You sign up for it. There were guys that didn't follow the rules and they got punished for it. They lost rank, they lost pay, they had to go do extra duty. They got, there were consequences for their action, and that's what's supposed to be. I mean, you got to think about it. If you're out there with a bunch of other soldiers, their actions can dictate whether or not you survive. And there's consequences for every action. So, and you have to work as a team, as a group. And a lot of times, if one person did something wrong, the whole group would get punished. And it's kind of it's that mentality you want to establish with your soldiers, that you're a one unit, you're all relying on each other, and you all have a common mission common goal to complete the mission and all come back alive and be successful at your mission. So you have to be able to trust every person around you. That's why you have that bond. I don't think it matters what branch you're in. There's a bond you get with those people that you served with and you stay friends with the rest of your life, because you were with them at a time where you could trust them with live ammunition to give suppressive fire in front of you, or do things for you, or throw their body on a grenade. Not that I saw that or anything, but that's type of the mentality, that they would give their life for your life and vice versa. And so there's just there's a kinship and a bond because of the service in the military that's hard to describe unless you really experience it, and it's something that'll never go away. I was an E7, Sergeant First Class. I got out as an E7. I wanted to get Master Sergeant, but this old guy would never retire, and the slots were limited for the position I wanted to promote in. So I got tired of waiting, and it changed. I was in for 23 years, and the atmosphere changed, the mentality kind of changed, and it just wasn't the same, as it was when I joined in '94. So by 2017, I was like, I've had enough. I'm out. I did my 20 years. I'm out. So yeah. No, I wasn't an officer. I was a sergeant. Yeah. Where's the banana? I sent that off to Austin. He emailed me, and I signed the banana with a Sharpie and I mailed it to him because he was the first person to email me. He got my artwork for free. No, I got to E7 Sergeant First Class within 14 years. And then for 9 more years, I never got promoted again. I just plateaued. And I was like, that's it. I'm done. So, I don't know. It can be kind of political in the military, in my opinion. Especially when you get to higher ranking and you're wanting to promote even more. So, it's supposed to be on points and merit, but there's good favor that plays a factor in it as well. I believe, when you're getting promoted or not, because you go in front of a board, and people's subconscious. I wouldn't hold in. It's like they talk about. It's like ethics. You want to do the right thing and set the right example, but everybody has a subconscious, and as fair and as just as you think you may be, there's your upbringing and other things you've learned in life that are going to play a part in your decision making, regardless of how right or wrong you think it may be or somebody else may think it is. Your subconscious is going to be like, I really favor this person over that person for this reason and that, even though this person has that experience and so forth and so on. or they're kind of neck and neck, and then you have to choose one, and you pick one you think you're using your judgment and your subconscious to make some of these decisions. And I don't know. I got to the point where I wasn't, licking boots and stuff, kissing ass. So I just didn't, I didn't do it. I didn't do it. But it's fine. I'm happy that I retired as an E7. It's good. It's all good. But, oh well. I mean, I thought about becoming a warrant officer there for a while, but I never did it. I never cared for like. I never went to college because I didn't care for school much, and my dislike for, I guess you could say, organized education, as stupid as that sounds, I didn't want to sit there in a classroom for years when I could just be out there doing something right now. Does that make sense? I was just go do. I wasn't much of sitting and with a book for years to get some kind of title. I was more like, give me the tool. I'm going at it. I'll learn as I go, and people can show me a few things along the way. But I just wasn't one to sit around and read books all day long for months or years to get some kind of title. It just wasn't the way I performed, and I don't really have any regrets for that. I mean, had I gone to college, I would have had a bunch of debt that I had to pay off, and it just is what it is. I don't know how to tell you. I mean, college and higher education, I'm all about learning stuff. I'm fascinated about learning things, but at my own pace and my own desires. You had a fake GED. Oh, you went to McDowell. Oh my gosh. I've had a lot of jobs throughout my life. As a 13, 14-year-old, I was cutting grass in the neighborhood. I worked at a gas station. I worked at a grocery store. I worked at restaurants and factories and car dealerships and sales jobs and finance and engineering and hospitality. I've done all kinds of crazy stuff throughout my whole life. Done a lot of different jobs. If you had gone, what would you have liked to have studied? I guess technology, some kind of computer stuff. Probably if I had to go again, because I like computers and the nerdy stuff around it. And I learned some stuff in the military regarding that type of thing. And even when I had like a month-long course learning different systems, it was so. I would be all right the first week, but after that, I was just like, when is this going to be over? It's like, this is ridiculous and slow and stupid. Just give me this stuff and let me do it hands-on. I hated sitting in class. Even if it was just a month long, I was like, this is stupid. I would get so distracted and bored with it so fast. There's one happy little bird over there. Undercover FBI investigator. I think I would blow my cover. Honestly. I don't know. Probably not at the age I am now. I could probably get away with being undercover, but you pose as an employer within corrupt companies. Was that show where the boss worked at one of his places for a while? Undercover boss. Yeah. He could be an undercover boss and just see how things work, and then at the end of the show, fire a couple of people and promote somebody else. It is so obvious. You get this older white guy all of a sudden working at McDonald's. He's all real clean cut and everything, and nobody can put pieces together with a television crew that this guy might be up to something. It's so stupid. Oh my gosh. You would be the BBB type employee? Huh. Better Business Bureau type employee? I had to think about that for a second. I was like, what's BBB? Better Business Bureau. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Yeah. Let's see. Let's look at our little poll. Our Friday special, 67% of people said yes, 25% said no, and 8% thought it was a stupid question, which is fair. It was thought of just on the spot because it's Friday today. My polls on these live streams aren't well thought out most of the time. They're just kind of whatever pops into my head. So, you know. And they're not meant to be anything thought-provoking. I'm not trying to, I don't know, what you would possibly do to be thought-provoking on a poll for a live stream. Anyway, you think they're special? What do you think is special, Zara? My train of thought has gone somewhere else. Oh, you think Fridays are special? I get it now. I need more coffee. I mean, they can be. A lot of people look forward to Fridays, right? Get the weekend to do stuff. I don't know. It's just another day for me, really, honestly. It's Ramesh. Hey, Ramesh. Ramesh is from India. Did I send you an email about a link that I saw on X? What did you think of that video, Ramesh? Should I go to work on Saturday and help a 12-hour shift or enjoy my vacation day? You feel guilty. How old are you, Zara? If you're off that day, just be off that day. Don't work yourself to death. If you requested the time off and they gave you the time off or whatever, then take it. Don't feel guilty for it. What's up, gang? Ben's here. People are starting to show up. You know, if you were to unfortunately get sick, quit, win the lottery, or die, that business and those people will still continue their work without you just fine. So if you take a day off, so what? I thought I sent it to you, Ramesh. I may have sent it to somebody else. There was this video on X. Send me an email, Ramesh, so I can make sure I have your right email. I get confused. But anyway, they were. It was a parody of Indian street vendors. She's the major manager, but she has a huge workload. I mean, if you want to, you can, but I wouldn't feel guilty for it. You know? There's Dashing Womble, a.k.a. Ray. Everybody's starting to show up in here a little bit later, but that's fine. Thanks for everybody for chiming in. Zara's dealing with the dilemma of whether or not going to work tomorrow to help her fellow coworkers, even though she's got the day off. F them is what I say. Indian street vendors. It was pretty funny. It's like if American white rednecks did the Indian street vendors. And I cried laughing at that video. It was so hilarious. I wished I'd have thought of it. It was just too damn funny. It was just so funny. Oh, I'll see about putting the link in the description of this video. If you have X and watch this video, it's like 2 minutes long. It's pretty hilarious. Stay home, Zara. There you go. I'm a Leo. There's Johnny again. If I had, yeah, if they authorize you to have the day off, Johnny's right. If they authorize you to have the day off, then take it. They obviously realize they can make it just fine without you, and that's not a dig at you. It's just the fact that, you know, Leos are lazy. Don't stereotype me. You got to contact your postal service, Ramesh. Go up to the counter and start complaining. Ramesh, I sent him a coffee mug like 2 months ago, and it's still stuck at some post office in India. You got to go over to your post office and say, hey, contact another one and get me my stuff. Pitch a fit, man. Nah, it's not raining. It's just cloudy, and I'm sitting under the loading dock here. A family hawk. Now there's some crows, there's a hawk, there's all kinds of birds that are out here behind the post office. What I haven't heard is the rooster up the street yet. It's a very small post office. The neighborhood nearby that some rooster starts crowing this time of morning. Yeah, you mug. Well, stateside it's going to get there fast. Ramesh is in India, so I had to send it international with a customs form and all kinds of craziness. Any funny tales from the post office? I can tell you some things that we find as postal workers mostly annoying, if not entertaining. It's like grown people coming into the post office asking how to address a letter, or where do they put the stamp, or how do they put the stamp on the envelope. There are people that still ask that. Yeah. To me, that's just hilarious. It is just common. You would think if they could read and write, they would be able to figure that out. I don't know. I got the green screen. Where's Bob? I don't have a green screen. Sad. Just take this thing. I know there's not a lot of really. There's things here that we find amusing as postal workers that if you didn't do the job, you really wouldn't see the humor behind it. I guess it would say dealing with people's stupidity is the hardest thing. I don't know what else to say. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, people do weird stuff. They'll drop FedEx packages and UPS packages at the post office, and we got signs up that say no UPS, no FedEx, and they still drop them here. So they just sit here for days, if not weeks, until somebody finally shows up from UPS or FedEx, come by and see if we had it, and then we give it to them. Their stuff's super late. How's the training going for Connor? Pretty lackluster. I've lost a lot of muscle mass. Bob's on here. Hello, Bob. Well, thanks for stopping in and saying hi. I'm doing all right. But there's a lot of silly things that people do when they're mailing stuff or sending stuff, and then they get mad. The most aggravating thing is when people order something online and they don't put the correct address on there, and they want to know why we didn't correct it for them. That is the most annoying thing about the post office. Istanbul, how's it going? Don't eat the you didn't eat the spiral ham. No ham for me. But yeah, they'll put their previous address on a package or order something online, and they wonder why it didn't get rerouted automatically to their new address. It's like every postal worker is supposed to know everybody's life story, and if they got married, or if they got divorced, or if their kid moved out, or they moved in with their mom, and they broke up with their boyfriend or girlfriend, and then this person came, this person went, this person died, this person born. It's like, no, just put your correct address on there. It's like, why are you putting all this on me? I don't know you. I don't know your life. How am I supposed to know everybody's life and everybody's drama so I can put everybody's package and letter in the correct slot because I'm supposed to know everybody's address and everybody's life story? It's like, nope, you're not getting it. It's not dressed right. It's going back. I spend my whole life on Google just trying to figure out people's lives and get their package letter to them, when all they gotta do is type it in correctly the first time. If they made the mistake, exactly, who am I supposed to say that that's wrong? That they did it wrong? And that's like a golden, if I could teach anybody the golden rule for the post office is you have to deliver it as addressed. And if you cannot deliver it as the address shown on the letter or package, then you return it. Don't make assumptions. Don't try to guess and figure out that you know that Bob divorced Mary or moved down the street or whatever. And yeah, it get a lot of drama. They try to get you sucked in this stuff. I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. You have a family member that's high-ranking military officer. Can't have your info online. It's whatever. I'll know you as hashtag Zara forever. That's fine. I'm looking at my watch. I got 2 minutes left, and I have to go inside. Oh, I remember working at this one post office. Lady came in, and she was livid that I put this guy's letter in her P.O. box. And she was like, why are you putting this man's mail in my P.O. box? And I said, well, it says P.O. box, da-da-da. I put it in. Well, he doesn't live with me anymore. I got mad at him and kicked him out last week. I don't want his mail in my mailbox. She's pissed and yelling at me like I was supposed to know. So like, all right. So put a little note up there. Don't put his stuff in there. And then like 2 weeks later, she's like, that guy's mail's not going in my mailbox and we're looking for something. I was like, did you just cuss me out 2 weeks ago for putting this guy's mail in your box? Now you want it back? Oh, we got back together. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not doing it anymore. Stop it, people. Make me. My videos are running and oh man, people are crazy. They are crazy. And my videos shocked Istanbul when she went into the kitchen. Yeah. So, now that I've moved up in the post office a little bit, I tell people, they ask me questions like, look, if it doesn't say the right address, send it back. Just send it back. I'm not here to try to memorize everybody's life. And then some people get all their feelings hurt because, well, the person who used to work here knew where my street address was in my P.O. box, and they put it in there. It's like, not happening anymore. It's not happening anymore. People are strange, Jim Morrison. They are. If we were all the same, life would be boring. So it takes all kinds to make the world go around. We need a lot of different people in the world to keep it entertaining. Unfortunately, it keeps it kind of miserable sometimes too. But you want a P.O. box? We'll get you one. All you need is a driver's license showing where you live. Only time we met at the same time zone. Damn, that's negative. Why is that negative? That it takes all kinds to make the world go around. If we were all the same, life would be boring. I don't see how that's negative. Well, anywho, I'm working alone today, so I got to go in a few minutes earlier than usual to get everything opened up here at the post office. But you guys have a great day. Thanks for hanging out with me, watching the live stream, liking, subscribing, sharing, watching some other videos, and hanging out with me. I really appreciate you guys. You're helping me grow this channel, and I thank all of you for that. So with that being said, I want you all to have a great day. Compliment a stranger, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys next time. All right? Bye, guys.